So, as we all know, this Saturday, February 1st, 2025, WWE will be presenting a major pay per view, the Royal Rumble. So, first off, let's talk about the match in which I think will start the pay per view off, and that will be the Women's Royal Rumble match. So far, we only have a very short list of participants who announced themselves for the Rumble. And it goes, we have Bayley, we have Liv Morgan, former Women's World Champion, Bianca Belair, Naomi, Nia Jax, Lyra Valkyria, also known as Bird Lady. We have Ivy Now, Raquel Rodriguez, and Skye. But that's not it. We also have one last person, and in my opinion, the favorite to win the match, and that is Charlotte Flair, also known as the Omni Flair. um, and in my opinion, the person that's going to win this whole thing is Charlotte Flair, and she's a big, uh, was supposed to be a big surprise, but she announced her return to the Royal Rumble and going to be in a Royal Rumble match in a promo. Now, it's highly likely she'll win. Now, let me explain myself here. Charlotte Flair is coming back, been absent for a while, and there's a big match, right, that everybody wants to see, including myself. Her versus current WWE Women's Champion, Tiffany Stratton. To me, on paper, it's a great match. Both women are athletic. Both women can carry themselves in the ring. I think we'll get a great and valuable WrestleMania match with current day Charlotte Flair as a star, and the future, I believe, in the women's division, Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany Stratton has a lot going for herself. Charlotte Flair has a slew of championships on the way of, beating her father's record. So I think with that alone, it's a great match on paper. It'll be a great match to watch, right? Aside from that, let's talk about a few people that possibly could be making their returns in this match. Because, like I just announced, what's that, for 8, 10 people? Only 10 people. A third of the match has been announced, which means we're slated to have a lot of returns. A couple of people from like NXT. I think one of those people, which she was in last year, so it wouldn't necessarily be a big surprise, but we could see Jordynne Grace coming back in the Royal Rumble. Like I said, it will be a surprise because she was in it last year as the TNA Knockout Champion. This year, she'll be in as a full-fledged WWE superstar. As it was announced, she just signed a contract with the WWE, so she'll be an official WWE superstar. With her in the Royal Rumble, it will be interesting to see which brand she goes to, whether it be Raw, SmackDown, or would she be in NXT, because that's where she's been at. Every time she made her appearances on WWE television, she was on NXT. So maybe they would just put her on NXT, continue to do that thing down there. Got a great roster down there and a great, competitors and stuff like that for her to compete with. I definitely see her as being a future NXT Women's Champion. And I think, yeah, maybe they'll just put her down there, have her, compete and things like that down there. So yeah, a lot of surprises in my opinion for the Women's Royal Rumble. Like I said, a third of the matches have been announced. I mean, there's 20 women that we could see. Like I said, NXT, TNA, Legends, returns. Let's talk about Becky Lynch. There's been a lot of talks about her returning, and since the beginning of Raw being on Netflix, the first episode, there was talks about her supposedly being on that episode. Didn't happen for whatever reason, right? Will she be returning in the Royal Rumble? I think that's highly likely. There's as a return. I mean, I don't see a problem with it. I don't see it being a bad thing, right? I mean, would it be a huge surprise as, let's say, a AJ Lee return? No, but put her right in the conversation, put her high likely to win the thing, which I don't think she is, in my opinion. There may be people out there that think she is going to win. Not in my opinion. AJ Lee, let's talk about that for a second. CM Punk's wife, CM Punk even, hinting that maybe she'll be in the Royal Rumble. And she's been in talk, well, at least people been speculating her being in Royal Rumble matches for years now. Now it makes it more highly likely now because CM Punk's back in the WWE. CM Punk's thriving in the WWE. We don't know, has she been training for, any wrestling training behind the scenes? Maybe she has. I believe she's in the fitness and doing things like that. So it's not like she's been sitting on her couch for 5-10 years doing nothing, eating potato chips. No, so I think it's a possibility. I don't know if it's a high possibility, but there is a possibility for her to return. I would love to see Lita. We haven't seen Lita in a while since her feud with Trish Stratus and the whole Becky Lynch thing and Trish taking her out. I would love to see Lita make an appearance. There's always a possibility for Michelle McCool to be in the Royal Rumble. She's always in these things, sitting in the crowd, and she's the Undertaker's wife. So we just seen Undertaker on the debut at Netflix. So it's a high possibility for a Michelle McCool to be in the Royal Rumble. I mean, let's talk another woman I haven't seen in a while, Eve Torres. I believe Kelly was in one of these Royal Rumbles. So those type of stars, those past stars, are always likely. Seeing as, like I said, there's 20 spots, right? You got NXT stars, you know what I mean? Like the current champion, Julia. We got Stephanie McCool. I believe those two are highly likely to be in. WWE seems, and Triple H, Shawn Michaels seem very high on those two. Putting them in NXT, putting them in that probably the greatest women's locker room currently in professional wrestling, down in NXT. I think we'll see it be at least like 3 to 4, maybe 5 NXT stars. That including Jordan Grace, I believe Julia, Stephanie McCool, in it. Roxanne Perez as well. Roxanne Perez, we've been seeing her tear it up with Bayley, her having a feud in a mirror match, right? Roxanne Perez is basically future Bayley, right? The 4 horsewomen. We had Charlotte, we had Bayley, we had Becky. You know what? Let me calm down on that conversation for a while, because that's for another video. I'm getting all over the place on this one. We'll say the conversation for another video. Let's continue to talk about the Women's Royal Rumble. I believe Jade Cargill will definitely return for the Women's Royal Rumble. And also another side note and a topic for a future video is the whole who attacked Jade Cargill, who she coming back to get revenge on. I definitely will be speaking about that in a future video as well, because there's some theories, and the person that people think it is, to me, in my opinion, it doesn't make sense for it to be that person. But we will talk about that in a future video. Jade Cargill, I believe we will see her return in the Women's Royal Rumble. Let's get down to the nitty gritty of this all, right? Who's going to be the final 4? I believe the person I pick winning will be in it, Charlotte. I believe Bianca. Bianca will be in that. I believe I want to say Becky Lynch, but it's like putting Charlotte and Becky in there. You have to put 2 young up and comers, right, to give it some real feels. If we got Bianca, Becky, and Charlotte, it's like the same old, right? If that's the case, then maybe Io. Of the people that's announced, like I said, Charlotte is a shoo-in. Charlotte will be in that Final Four because, in my opinion, she's winning it. So that's one. I believe Bianca's two. Nia Jax won't be in the Final Four because I believe the whole thing of being the biggest in the ring, people will gang up and eliminate her towards the end, maybe even in the middle of the match. Let's throw Io Skye in there. That's three. And let's go Becky Lynch. But I also want to do Bailey. But I think Bailey is going to get eliminated by Roxanne Perez. Somewhere in there. Well, let's go Jade, Bianca, Charlotte, Io. That's my Final Four. Jade, Bianca, Io, Charlotte. That's my Final Four, and my winner is Charlotte. To win the whole thing, and I believe Charlotte, as I said in the beginning of this video, will go on and challenge Tiffany Stratton, the WWE Women's Champion, and it'll be blonde versus blonde. You know, current day, kind of just top of the food chain Charlotte versus a young up-and-comer in Tiffany Stratton. Now, who wins that match? Well, I guess you got to tune in to another video to find out who I believe will win that match. This has been the I Love Wrestling, the home for all professional wrestling lovers, and I'll see you on the next one.